Hello, everybody. It's Justin Case from American Newscape, joining our friend and media personality, if we could only get him to sit still, Jerry Maldonado, back for another installment of Meatball Therapy. Hello, Jerry. Welcome back to American Newscape.
I dropped my pen, man. I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. I'm flipping it around here in the display. Anyway, whatever.
No, no,
A,
it's not.
A-
We understand.
AARP, we're talking about picking a name.
And you use your pen for like a third arm.
Everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything. Absolutely every friggin' thing in the world. This is my life right here. This is my outer heartbeat, and it really has constructed life for me in general. And that's probably something we're going to talk about tonight.
All right, Jerry, you wanted to talk about thoughts, thinking thoughts. Thoughts matter. So, Jerry, what's happening?
What's happening is my light's all messed up. Wait, give me a sec here, man. Let me just fix that here. Hold on. Lose my notes. Yeah, people might think, oh, it's here we go again, another thing on thoughts. But to me, it's not that thoughts matter. It's thoughts that creates matter. And I found some profound information. Me, Mister Sharing of Information. I actually shared this on my Facebook Live, and coincidentally, we might be doing this show live pretty soon with our thoughts. We've been throwing some thoughts together on that. A little tidbit for you guys out there with American Newscape. Anyway, let's get to the heart of the meat of the program. In my formerly, as Rush would say, nicotine-stained fingers, I have some information I wanted to share with you guys. If you guys can, maybe in your downtime, a lot of us don't really have it, but Clive Baxter, remember that name? This guy was a CIA, if you want to call him agent, I don't know what he was, but he basically invented or was on the forefront of inventing the polygraph, hence the lie detector test. And this guy was also a botanist. Go figure. Plants, CIA, yeah, they kind of go together. If you guys want to think about it for your own realm here. But what this guy loved was cells. And I got this information, and I only share reputable information here because it came from Dr. Bruce Lipton and Greg Braden. These guys are the forefront of anatomy. Dr. Bruce Lipton was on the forefront of stem cell research. He was on the team that actually founded this stuff. And Greg Braden was a philosophical and the biblical kind of realm of his research. You combine these two power forces, you get a power tool. And he was sharing Clive's information that he did, not with lie detectors or botany, but how cells respond outside the body. And this is profound because everybody should understand how thoughts become things in that kind of realm. And what Clive did, which was quite amazing here. Stay with me. He took out some cells out of somebody who donated some cells. He jacked them out of some guy way back in the day. And this is stuff you don't really find on the internet. You really got to go digging with that. And what he did with these cells, basically, out of a live person, basically gave him some cells and took off 40 miles away with these cells in a petri dish, mind you. He didn't put them in his pocket. Well, he kind of literally did, but he basically in this petri dish, the cells were transported 40 miles away. If you want to give a distance on that in feet, that's about 211,000 square feet. What was so amazing was at the same time he was had these cells, you know, basically 40 miles away. He had the guy who donated the cells during that process look at some really he went from graphic to emotional to even sexual images that really got this guy emotionally charged. And what was so profound was at the same time, this guy who donated his cells into this petri dish, was emotionally reacting on one end, his cells 40 miles away were reacting on the other the same way. And if that doesn't characterize how thoughts become things, because basically, you know, when you have cells on one end reacting from the donator on the other end the same way. It just tells you how powerful our thoughts are. And it shows you the physicality that we're creating by and how it travels through, hence the quantum field or whatever you guys want to call it. They call it the holographic realm. In other words, it's always out there. It's moving around, man. Our thoughts are everywhere. And this just shows from a physical sense how his experiment was so profound. Now that was a long banter. Sorry about that, but hopefully it gave you guys, and especially you, my friend, Mr. Justin, some insight on how powerful we truly are, man.
Well, Justin realizes how powerful we are, and thoughts themselves are indeed powerful, and stimulation is too. So, and we are creatures that are constantly being stimulated by outside
Oh,
energies.
good point. Good point. And we have a choice of how we stimulate those cells. And in other words, indeed, thoughts create things, indeed, but it's the feelings and emotions behind that. And Baxter's research, he did it on plants, and it showed how the cells in plants actually feel pain. I mean, this guy was amazing. I'm still delving in it. I just got this research literally 24 hours ago, and I've been trying to jack in as much information as I can. But if that wasn't proof enough for people to realize that what we're sending out is not it's traveling indeed, but it's connecting, and our cells can go a couple 100,000 square feet away indeed, but still have the same reaction as where it came from. It just shows you, and it'll help people think for themselves to realize that to be conscious about what you're sending out because it travels, it's everywhere. Thoughts are, it's not contained in our head. It's basically outside of us and it's everywhere. And it's something for people to really understand for themselves, be more conscious of what they're thinking about because that indeed is what they're bringing about.
Well, in a simple premise, we are energy. Human beings are energy, and we emit energy, and we collect energy, and we're influenced by energy, and it's kind of what makes the whole human persona go round and round. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
get
So people, go ahead. I'm
well
sorry, I
that
interrupted.
no
Go ahead.
that gets back to your what you send out comes back to you, and what you surround yourself is what can take over your persona or life or whatever you want to call it. So it's all,
Hmm.
the more we talk about energy and the importance of it, it all comes back in a circle, and it's
Yeah, we're
real.
all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all connected. I mean, indeed, what you send out, what you think about, what you bring about. These are not poetic metaphors. These are scientific facts now, and in so many ways they've been around for I mean for thousands of years. To me, the media has distracted us, and not necessarily the media, but the internet in general has made a point to distract us in so many ways away from our conscious thinking with to become their own way of thinking. And when people can literally grasp that for themselves, that we are a force to be reckoned with. Indeed, we are individual souls out there, and we have a choice to choose our thoughts, or our thoughts are going to be chosen for us. Not to digress from what I was focusing on in the beginning, but to help people realize how powerful they are, and shows like this and others out there are really starting to be the cusp of what's going on the internet now for people to realize that indeed, yes, we are not servants of something, we are creators of something. And
Uh,
when we get to that point in life where we've had enough of being dictated to, we're going to start dictating from who we are. That's when life gets fun because now you start creating these synchronicities around us that are paramount to who we are. And we start taking hold of that. We start grasping that with our whole being, and we're seeing our lives being transformed.
Well, absolutely, Jerry. And people wonder why we do this. I think we're primarily sharing the fact that we see the light at the end of the tunnel, and
Oh yeah.
we're trying to encourage others to find their own light at their own end of their own tunnel. And then we talk about how we harness that ourselves, and some of that may make sense to others and make it easier for them.
Well, you hit several points indeed. I mean, we're not here telling people how to think.
No.
We're here sharing information that they can choose how to think, and that alone should help people understand. This is not some kind of we're not waving like the watch and trying to hypnotize people. We're just saying pick your poison, indeed. Whatever you want to choose. I mean, there you go. It's like options. I had to get thoughts here. It's like we're giving them options to choose from because when people realize we're a creation machine. Whatever you want to create, you how should we say your mastering thought is going to be what your life becomes.
Yes.
And shows like this really enhance that. It'll give people options to realize that they have the power to create anything they want. Whatever they focus on, they're going to bring upon. And it sounds so simple and perhaps fictional. That's why they call it science fiction. But actually, now it's scientific fact. And people can grasp it for themselves, or they can go back to the old lives that made them feel a certain way, or grasp hold of the new life that they've always wanted to become just by understanding how truly powerful they are.
Well, yeah. If you look at the successful prophets, the Dalai Lama, Christ, Muhammad, that's what they were doing. They were showing you that through your lifestyle, you could improve your lot in life. I mean, if you look at the Dalai Lama, it's all about love and peace and harmony. And, Christ was about being a better you, treating everybody with kindness and humanity. And they became the prophets because they were sharing a positive light with others, and others were drawn to that and still are today.
Oh yeah, there's countless. Mother Teresa, promoted servitude. Um, there was so many of them out there, but everybody realized we're all prophets of our own destiny. And we don't have to have a notable history behind it. We just choose our path every day in our thoughts and our feelings, and that's going to make a way. You don't have to know. All you have to do is know what you want, and the rest is going to be attracted to you. I'm not saying sit home on the couch and eat Doritos all night waiting for it to come. All I'm saying is what you choose in life, as far as what you feel, you really feel is going to happen in your life because this is what you want to bring to you, and you start acting that part every day, dictating that part in every way. It's gonna come to you. All this information, I don't look for it; it finds me.
Yeah.
I found that real from Dr. Bruce Lipton and Greg Braden, who literally are my heroes. One is on a biology level and anatomy level, and one's on a spiritual level. I combine those two because that's basically how we're living from the outside in. You start living from the inside out. It's that kind of living that literally brings everything to you. All you got to do is start sending it out every day. And Dr. Baxter's point that I showed, him understanding that cells listen. They're listening, man. They're trying to. They're full of energy. And this is what they mean about becoming whole. I mean, every cell, the billions or trillions of cells in us, all are waiting from commands from us to tell us how to feel. Because from that feeling, we're emitting the energy. From that energy, we're attracting back to us exactly what we're sending out. So you go from the not seen to the seen. And we're basically magicians creating this every day in life. What you want to create is up to you.
Well, there you go. Now, Jerry, why don't you give us a couple of your tools for helping us do that?
There, the mental toolbox that we have is endless, but sadly, we've been conditioned not to believe in ourselves, not to believe that we're a spiritual, powerful being to hold this power tool. It all starts within. And a lot of us are afraid to do that. We've been conditioned not to believe that we can have what we truly want. Like, all I'm saying is, you don't necessarily have to focus on those factors, just be what you want to have in life. In every facet, connect every cell to what you're trying to have, be, and do. And life is going to start showing you some clues, man. You're not denied nothing that you don't first deny yourself. And what life, your outside world is just a direct reflection of your inside thinking. People got to grasp that. It's just mirroring what you're sending out every day and your thoughts and your feelings and how you're perceiving life. You change the parameter. You have that paradigm shift of thinking. The world is your oyster. It's up to you to choose it.
Wow, even if you don't like oysters.
Yeah, no, ain't my style, man. It's a yucky metaphor,
There you go.
but a good one to listen to, indeed.
All right. Hey, everybody, this has been Justin Case and Jerry Maldonado bringing you Meatball Therapy. Thanks for joining us. Remember,
Oyster
additional
therapy.
information. Yeah, and oyster therapy. Meatball. Oh, meatballs made with oysters. Remember, additional information and
Indeed.
links are provided in this videos. Read more. Today's the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.